Doona is not okay. An idol from the famous girl group Dream Suite suffers a traumatic event when she faints on a stage during a performance and is forced to isolate herself away from the public spotlight. Why is her mother selfish and greedy? And why does Bulgasal have so much control over her? Is the K-pop industry really this toxic? She suffers from loneliness, depression, and paranoia until she meets Wonjun, the college student that moves into the house with a couple of quirky roommates. She finds herself latching onto him as she rediscovers what normal life feels like. But as the relationship gets deeper and stronger, how much of it is truly meaningful? Wonjun just happens to be at the right time and the right place and exactly what Doona just needed. But it's more of a therapy session as they spend more time together. It's like going through a bad breakup, and you find yourself latching on to somebody else for emotional support. She's a celebrity, he's a college student who works at a coffee shop. How the hell does any of this end up with a happy ending? And thank God for Choi Ra, showing up in the middle of nowhere to brighten up the place. She allows us to take a breath every once in a while from the longing and melancholy. But here we are with Doona and Wonjun ready to break the ice, and we've certainly seen some steamy kisses before. But would this be the very first kissing scene in ASMR?
So, everything is peachy. They're happy, right? Nope, this happens in episode 6, and with 4 episodes to go, something has to happen. And indeed, something does in fact happen. Somewhere along the way, Doona's passion for singing returns from a casual concert date in which the main act invites her to sing. This comes in the middle of tumultuous times as Doona and Wonjun go through a pretty hefty argument over Doona abandoning him to go back to her manager. So now the conflict arises where she has to contend with making a comeback and Wonjun has to figure out how he can handle it. We asked before whether the industry is toxic. We'd be hard-pressed to say no, as multiple lawsuits are happening between idols and their agencies. Luna is a good example of this. The agency's bottom line is not more important than the well-being of these humans, and that is quite frankly the message of this series. Idols are humans. The last half of the series deals with Wonjun pushing Doona away for all of her success and realizing whether or not he could accept her now that she has found her happiness again. At this point, we have decided that for all intents and purposes, Wonjun does not, in fact, deserve Doona. But alas, after several arguments and shouting matches, Doona tries one more time to break through, this time turning the tables. They end up hugging and breaking down in each other's arms. The ending is very much anticlimactic as Wonjun goes on with his life, missing Doona walk by as he chauffeurs his boss in Japan.
You know, in second thought, I actually think that ending was perfect because we do think that they are still together and they're hiding it so well that she knows that it was him. She knows that he is there with her in Japan. And just that look of confidence back kind of gives it all away.
Yeah, no, I still maintain it was kind of anticlimactic.
Yep.
You know, we were trying to kind of assume or look forward into that scene that we kept on seeing of them meeting in the field. Like, were we going to see a part where they finally met up and they're like, finally I'm on break. We can, you know, do some stuff together.
There was a big question we had in the very beginning. Well, I don't know if it's a question, but does Wonjun deserve Doona?
At this point, I still remain a hard no. You know, I think there could be some intermediary scenes here that we can see that kind of sees him win her back, in my eyes at least. But the way he treated her after she found her happiness was kind of like, was very petty. Kind of brings me back to the first half of the series where, you know, she was down on her luck, and as you said in the beginning, he was in the right place at the right time, and it was a therapy session. Right? But as soon as the therapy session was over, it felt like it was easy for him to be like, it's over. Like, I can't do this anymore. I want it to stop here.
I think it was very consistent with his character. Like, it was very petty, and the way their romance really built up really kind of set that up for that kind of ending, which made me very happy, and also kind of I broke out in some moisture in my eyes when they finally hugged it out and kind of had this really happy conclusion that they're together again. Because his personality was so bottled up all the time, he could never express himself fully, right? And so it happened with Jinju, and now it's happening with Doona as well. And in that train station, when he just let her go, man, he definitely did not deserve her then. But I am so glad that they gave each other another chance in the end, and they're together. Shout out to Choi Ra for like having these amazing moments on screen. She is the personality that I look forward to in these types of K-dramas. Otherwise, we'd just be sad and lonely as we watch the show. But in any case, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Leave your comments in the section below. What did you think of Doona? It was certainly one of my favorites of this year.
Absolutely.
Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and tap that bell so you know when we post new videos. And stay tuned for our reaction video for Bae Suzy's Everyday Life. Woo! I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, I haven't heard her sing since Dream High.
Yes, and it keeps getting cut off in the end credits when we're watching it. So this is what we're watching this Sunday. We'll see you next time.